YouTube, how's it freaking going? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Chris Fried Chico, and I have the motivation again because a certain individual commented on one of my recent Instagram shorts, YouTube shorts, and I'm gonna read it off to you guys word for word. Now, first off, I'd like to say shout out ZenderZai1362. Pretty anonymous. I don't know if that's his name or whatnot, but typically when people go out of their way to hate on someone, they're usually doing it on an anonymous alias. But anyways, this is what he said. It's a skill you don't have. Stop thinking you are Sam Silic, probably meant Sulik, with the thing on your face. Dude, just stop. I gotta touch on the first thing there with Sulik, Sam Sulik. Now, that's been said to me a couple times because obviously the content's very similar. However, I will tell you guys something. Number one, shout out Sam Sulik. I think he's a great person. I think he's giving somewhat decent advice. And all around, I find him someone as, an enjoyable person to watch and all that sorts of stuff. So, I have no animosity towards him. But he doesn't even know me. I'm a small creator. But anyways, I, myself, am recording my progress in the gym as a natural athlete, a natural bodybuilder, okay? And the reason why I'm doing that is because not just Sam Sulik, but a lot of individuals are put on a pedestal and are looked up to upon other people. And, that's just the byproduct of, continuing at something for a long time, and then eventually you'll attain it. In this case, that notoriety. And these people have that element to them, right? Where people look up to them because, they make their content and all that sorts of stuff. But the problem is people are looking up to people who take steroids, who have unrealistic goals, right? Like, when I was first starting off at the gym, one of the biggest inspirations to me was Chris Bumstead, right? And I still do it. I'll go into the mirror, I'll hit a side chest pose or anything in that form, and I'll be like, well, my chest is small compared to him. Well, fucking course it's small. He's on steroids. And that's the problem I had personally. So, I kind of want to be that spotlight towards you guys to realize that you don't need to take steroids, okay? You don't. You do not need to take those performance-enhancing drugs to become full or confident in yourself and feel satisfied with your growth, right? Because in those very moments that I'm comparing myself to Chris Bumstead, I take a step back to compare myself to where I was a year ago. And a year ago today, I wouldn't even think that where I was at when I was posing was attainable, right? So it's just kind of what I'm trying to do, guys. I have like I said, there's no animosity towards Sam Sulik, but buddy's on steroids. And you guys got to understand that. And there's a lot of people who look up to this guy. And they're like, oh, I want to look like Sam Sulik. And, it's kind of similar. And this is a whole topic on itself. But it's kind of similar with how, not fully, but just in general, because it also bothers me, is how, people are listening to, the type of music kids are consuming nowadays. It's just not beneficial to them, right? When you have music that's not about good shit, then it's not going to help you, right? And I'll go back on topic because it's just a different topic to touch on. But in terms of people who take steroids, that's obviously something that it needs to be said. It should be disclaimer, I take steroids. Well, disclaimer, I'm natural, and that's needless to say. I don't want to rant on this too much, but I am a natural lifter. I'm making content. I'm just showing you guys what's going on with me because I want to show you guys that it's okay to be natural, right? And there is going to be limitations to what you do naturally. I'm not going to go because today is day number 25, and I'm going to be hitting a bench press. I'm not going to hit a 1 rep max that's 10 pounds higher than it was last week. I would if I was on steroids, I'm pretty sure. That's just my assumption. I know that with steroids, they always say a byproduct is your strength increases pretty rapidly. But in terms of steroids, I don't want to talk about too much. Personally, I think you should take steroids if your plan is to compete. Other than that, it doesn't make sense. And I think Sam Sulik does plan on competing, so I guess it does make sense in that regard. But you guys need to be informed on the people that you are looking up to and that you want to inspire to be in terms of their physique, because there is limitations on being natural, man. And you know what? Steroids is not a route that you guys should take. I do not recommend it whatsoever. Push your body. The gym's there to push you and make you become better, right? You shouldn't have to use performance enhancers, but it's just the instant gratification world. But on the last topic, and I don't want to stay here for too long, he said, just stop. You know what, Zender? Fuck you. I'm not stopping. come back in 5 years. But without further ado, it's gym time. Honestly, my back's super sore from all those fucking deadlifts I was doing yesterday. I haven't hit the 405 like I said for 3 reps before, so it was definitely an impressive milestone in myself. And my back's feeling it, so it's definitely a double whammy. But of course, it's hurting in the right spots, not in my like lower back, because then I would indicate that I was doing the forming correctly. We're working into our bench press PR. Now today is PR day. It's week number 7 of the second run around, so we are going for PRs today. Going to see if we can increase it. Of course, as I said in the car, I'm a natural lifter, so my PRs aren't going to substantially grow super fast. They're going to take time to grow. It's going to take a lot of effort, but that's okay because I'm here for it. I'm here to push myself. We're going to attempt 280 today. I did 275 last week. I didn't get the footage of it though because I was working on my form. However, in the context of form, me and she were talking about this. It's just something that I've been doing since I've started with the bench. Before going into my set, I always like to warm up prior to it, but then furthermore warm up, I like to just grab the bar and I'll do a couple reps with the bar, like 10, 12, 15 sometimes. And what I'm doing is, number one, I obviously want to make sure that I'm getting the form down, but also the range of motion. Because I notice in different days, like where I bring down the bar, it feels differently, right? So sometimes my shoulders might be sore for whatever the case may be in certain areas because of working them out. And I got to figure out which range of motion works the best for me and then kind of lock it in, right? So get a good idea of which range of motion I want to go with, and obviously shoulder width, or rather hand width, that increases your shoulder width as well, to figure out exactly what like is most optimal for that day. And something I recommend to everyone, just kind of get the bar, even if you're not doing it, you want to get you're new to benching and you want to get the form down, use the bar, right? It ain't about the weight, it's about getting the form right, doing the weight correctly. Of course, it takes time to get good at form, so it does take a lot of practice and all that sorts of stuff. I'm always improving. I know my form's not perfect, but I try to improve on it every time I go to the bench, which is the name of the game, right? To get 1% better every single day. I will say though, the first set was feeling fucking heavy, and that was 235. So I did 235 for 5 reps. That was fucking heavy, but I didn't have the wrist wraps or the belts, and I feel like my form was a little flat. So I mean, I wasn't able to get the full body getting engaged, using my lats, all that sorts of stuff. Second set though, we did 245, and that felt a lot better. I honestly was able to move the weight a lot easier too, so definitely a good thing there. But we're gonna try this. It's a big jump, right? It's 245, now we're doing 280, so it's quite a big jump, right? What is that? I'm trying to do the math, quick math, 5, 50, 35 pounds. So 35-pound difference, but we're only doing it for once, so we're gonna give this our best shot, work it. Remember, it ain't about winning it, or it ain't about, getting the weight up. It's about, if I fail, I gotta learn from why I failed, right? Whether it's form or whatnot, I gotta get better at it. So we're gonna crush this shit, just 1 rep. I'm playing Thunderstruck today, a little throwback. Shout out my dad. He put me on the AC/DC when I was young. Let's get this shit. Didn't even hit the main course and I fucking got it up. I do realize that my back left the bench a bit, so I guess I don't really know if I'd count that. But in my eyes, I got the weight up. I mean, I'm not really a big PR guy. I've said that before. I'm more so heavy reps, heavyweight, or rather heavy reps, heavyweight, same thing kind of. Like do like 8 reps-ish, 5 reps-ish. More impressive to me. And it's more beneficial. I was also saying this year, like if I was to just jump straight into doing the 1 rep PR, I would definitely be able to hit it, obviously after warming up. You always gotta warm up before you do 1 rep PRs. But if I was to just hop in rather than doing what I did with the heavy 5, heavy 3, and then heavy 1, I'd definitely be able to rep, or rather 1 rep max more weight. But at the same time, is that optimal? Just to do a 1 rep max? I don't think so. I'm kind of a more time under tension guy. But today was more so, just the 1 rep max. I definitely recommend more volume, which is what we're gonna do once we're done the impetus strength program. Do some other different things to try to increase the bench, because I still want to hit 3 plates. So I'm gonna hit 3 plates by the end of this year. That's the goal. 280 is pretty close, right? We've got a couple more pounds to go, but we should keep working hard at it, and obviously want to do it the right way, not injure myself. But enough said, we got Shahir's PR, so let's get the shit. I decided to take like a little lesson from myself, especially with what I was saying on the bench, by doing just the bar the first set. That way I got like a visual and kind of lock in on the form. So how I implemented it into this specific exercise is the first set I just did my body weight. Because I was doing it a little differently than I typically do, which I'll show you guys when I actually get into the set, which kind of optimizes the amount of force on my chest, or rather tension on my chest, which is of course the goal of this. I mean, it's still gonna hit your triceps. You know, you can hit tricep dips or chest dips, it kind of varies. But I wanted to talk about something because I have a guilty pleasure. I love fucking cereal. I love my cereal. So I mean, on my cheat days, which are the weekends, I'll eat cereal. Specifically, this weekend that passed, Crave. But I gave it a little look on it, on the box, because it said on the box, source of 8 vitamins and minerals or something of that form. And that's just fucking funny, man. I mean, vitamins from cereal, like that's definitely not the most optimal place to get vitamins. You're gonna eat your fruits, your veggies, all those sorts of things are definitely gonna give you your vitamins more so than the cereal. However, it says that, and then you look at the back of the box at the ingredients, and you read it. It says like sunset yellow FCF, blue something FCF. It's just insane to me that they're marketing it as something that's healthy. And that's like, when I looked at it, even my mind, like, I mean, I know better. However, when I looked at it, I'm like, fuck, I'm getting some vitamins too. It's a funny marketing scheme, but definitely not the most optimal way to get your vitamins, man. I mean, you're better off taking fucking multivitamins, which you can get vitamins from natural sources such as foods and all that. So I definitely recommend doing that before taking vitamins. I personally take vitamins as well, because I know that I don't get it all through my Whole Foods, but Whole Foods are definitely the most optimal Whole Foods, not that fucking GMO shit. You want the organic stuff. But anyways, here's my other question. Like, what do you guys eat before going to the gym? Now, me personally, because everyone varies, right? Some people like to eat before the gym. Some people like to go hungry, you know. I personally like to eat or drink a protein shake, kind of. So I'll put water, protein powder, protein Greek yogurt, oats. I love oats. Oats are fucking hacking smoothies. What else do I put? A banana. A banana. There's my vitamins. Potassium. Banana before the gym is great. I know there's a lot of benefits towards eating a banana before the gym, so I definitely recommend eating it before the gym. All around, guys, don't fucking eat the cereal thinking you're getting your vitamins off of it. It's such a brilliant marketing scheme because it worked on me, but the fuck is sunset yellow FCF, man? Ask yourself, Google that. Like, sometimes I look at the ingredients in some of the like really genetically modified foods, and I'll look it up, and it doesn't even show like an image of like a powder or a plant or something, that shit. It literally shows me a chemical formula. That's fucking ridiculous, man. Like, I'm consuming that shit, and that's just how it is. It's pretty crazy how in North America they don't label foods as GMO. They should. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a rarity. You gotta look at the package to see if it's genetically modified organics. You don't know if it's just organic or not. It's pretty fucking ridiculous. You know, we gotta eat our whole foods, guys. We gotta eat healthy, man. And I know it's a little bit more expensive, but you either pay now or you pay later. Remember that. So, I mean, your health is your wealth. You guys want to live a fulfilled life, you gotta live a fulfilled, healthy life, right? So let's get this shit done. I'm gonna lower the weight today to 25. I want to make sure that I'm getting the form down, because you guys are gonna notice the form's a little different than it typically is. But let's get this shit. Definitely feel it more in the lower chest there. So definitely try doing that. It's kind of like hugging your legs, pulling it forward. A lot easier to do without the weight. You don't necessarily need a weight. I just know with my personal body weight, I could probably do like fucking like 50. We're gonna be here for a little long, and I want to put a bit of weight on so I get stronger at it, right? Progressive overload. But progressive overload can also be done doing the reps. Let's get the shit. I always say it, but I really can't say it enough. You guys really should incorporate any form of body weight movements in your workouts. Now I know we use the bars, or rather the plate there, for the dips. However, it is in fact the body weight movement. We just were able to add the weight. So you can master your, I think it's just more impressive to be able to master your body weight, right? Do pull-ups, do your push-ups, your dips, do your, I'm trying to think of the name of it, muscle-ups. Damn man, I always choke on the names. The muscle-ups are good. I've done one muscle-up before in my time, and it wasn't clean. Definitely something to work on, definitely something to inspire to do. Definitely something I'm gonna work on when I'm cutting, I think. That'll probably be the most logical, because right now, you know, I'm putting on weight, I got those additional calories in my system to fuel me to make sure that I'm lifting a bit heavier. But we're gonna work into our next exercise, which is gonna be the pec deck fly machine. I love me pec deck fly machine. Apparently everyone else does too. It's a very popular machine. It's typically taken, like Shahir was telling me, when he goes around 5-ish. And I mean, fuck, that makes sense. It's such a popular machine. It is dual, right? Because you can do your pecs and you can do your deltoids. You can do these exercises with dumbbells as well as cables if these machines are taken. If you do want to do some form of a pec fly exercise, there's different variations of it. However, I do like this one the most because it is stationary, and I've said it before. I got a lot of critique for it, but you don't really have to worry about the form because you're just locked in. You do have to, of course, but you know what I mean, like your range of motion's locked, you're seating in one area, so that's locked, versus when you're using dumbbells, if you go too far, even on this, like you can go too far, but you're gonna lock it into an area where, you know, you're not putting strain on your shoulders, just a slight one. So like where I'm at right now is the most optimal in my opinion, because I'm not putting too much strain, but a little bit farther back, and then I'm kind of hyperextending my shoulders, and I don't want to do, I don't want to hurt them. So, I mean, this is supposed to hit my chest, not my shoulders, right? It does work your shoulders a bit, of course. Majority of chest exercises do hit the front portion of your shoulders right here, you know, when you're doing a bench press and all that sorts of stuff. Which is why I always say dumbbells over bench press, because you know you're fixated in the barbell, but not with the dumbbells. But enough said, we're gonna do this 8 reps today, so we're gonna go a bit heavier. I think I'm doing 160 plus the baby weights. I'll see how this feels. Every fucking machine has different fucking weights, man. Like some are in kilograms, some are in pounds, some have the 2 baby weights, others have 1 baby weight. Little freaking annoying, but it's all right. We're getting the shit done. I ain't gonna complain. I personally like to like scoot forward a bit on this machine, like sit at the edge of the seat and like lean back into it. I don't know why, I'm just like doing this. Something that I've done. I feel like sitting here, I'm not hitting my chest as much as I can be when I'm doing this. This is kind of a range of motion sort of thing, but let's get this shit done. Ooh. We got supersetting with the V-grip tricep extensions. There's certain parts of this gym that just have worse lighting than others. It's always fucking around with the exposure, trying to make it look the best that I can. However, with the red and blue lights, some of the areas definitely don't look the best. But this little different grip that we have been using, it's got that extension on the sides. I personally love using this specific bar for, or rather attachment, for barbell rows. Specifically like a single side, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a T-bar row. So I love doing this because it's wider grip than the typical one, because typically I'm using like a V-grip that's like this rather than this, so I can hit a bigger portion of my chest and more so my lats. But we're gonna get this shit done. I'm doing it facing forward this time rather than facing kind of backwards, so I'll get this stuff. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Felt it engaged. Yeah. Definitely like this attachment. We got 2 more sets simultaneously. Definitely gonna limit the rest now that we've completed the recording portion. After we finish recording, that's when I'm really banging it out. I just use the recording as my rest throughout the set. And other than that, because there's 2 of us, we're just going simultaneously. He does this one, I do the other one. Very limited rest. We don't time our rest. We use this as a rest, but let's get this done. So unfortunately, it seems that the benches are all taken, and I don't really feel like waiting around today for them. I just wanted to switch it up a bit, so I decided to kind of show you guys an alternative, because I've been preaching that when you're following a program, I understand that you want to follow the exercise in the program. However, it is good to switch it up if the machines are taken, as long as you're aware of what of the portion of the chest you're trying to hit. And in this case, we're trying to hit the upper portion of our chest. So an incline, right? So we want to do anything with an incline, whether that's an incline bench press, incline double press, or an incline press machine, which is what we're gonna do today. I love this machine, definitely one of my favorites. I always think though on this particular machine, the weight feels fucking heavy. It always feels really heavy. What we're gonna do, I think we're gonna start off with 80. Let me see how the 80 feels for 8 reps, of course. And we're gonna make sure that we're controlling it, of course. And we also wanna make sure that we're putting a bit of force behind it, because 8 reps, you're kind of going a little heavier, of course, so it's not gonna be as easy to control. But typically we superset this with skull crusher, a barbell skull crusher. We're gonna do a cable skull crusher too. So both of which are gonna be different exercises to fill in the gap, because you need a bench for both. And as long as you're aware of the exercise that you're performing in the portion of the chest area, like I said. So, figure it out, do it. You don't always only have to wait around for what it is you want to use, because, it's not optimal, man. You don't want to wait around, twiddle your fingers. You can always do things in between if you really want to do it, like we did on the leg day that one day, where the leg extension was taken and we didn't want to, like leg extension was the last exercise of the day, and leg extension is kind of definitely a staple in the leg day, man. The leg extensions fucking are awesome. I love them. So we did some wall sits, push-ups, did a little bit of things, keep our heart rate elevated, because that is what you want to do when you have to wait for machines, or work in, depending on the situation. But enough chit-chat, we're gonna get this done at 8 reps. I don't know how I feel. I feel like I could have slowed it down a bit, but at the same time, when I'm doing 8 reps, I want to do a bit heavier. I'm not gonna stay here for you. I'm gonna go do my next set. It's been a while since I've done this exercise, but it's also beneficial that we have 2 different stations. Sure, you want to sit at that just so no one takes it. Last set, we were doing the pec deck fly, and someone actually took the machine when we were doing the superset, the other one, because I didn't put my bag there or whatever. I'm not gonna hog machines, man. If people want to get in there, like I said, it's a popular machine. So is the incline press, to be honest. But the good thing about doing 2 different exercises that require 2 different areas is it's kind of like a stationary sort of thing. So I could do this set, Sheer could do that one, vice versa. Just keeps the pump going a little quick, and it also gets the workout done a little quicker, rather than me sitting around waiting for him to do 2 different exercises for 8 to 12 reps. It's a little annoying in that regard, but we're gonna get this shit done. Doing a weight that obviously I can control, but like I said, this has been a long time since I've done this one. I always like to keep my elbows as close as possible. I really just use my triceps. It is gonna require your core stabilization, because you are overhead here. There's no real thing holding you back. Similarly though, when you're doing the regular barbell or the easy bar there, because you do need to like stabilize yourself, or else you're gonna fall off. But enough said, it's just I think I did 10 there. That means I gotta increase the weight. We got 2 more sets of this. Let's get this shit. All right, so we're gonna work into our last superset of the day, which is of course one of my favorite chest movements, which is the up to down cable fly. I love it. I love doing it the specific way that I do it, because typically people come in on more of a side angle, whereas I come on more of a down angle, and I just feel like that it's a lot more pressure on my chest. I'm able to squeeze my chest a lot better, just get a better contraction all around. But there is something that I want to talk about, and that's specifically keystone habits. And what I mean by that is, like, certain habits will lead to other habits, because one is like a keystone. For example, the gym is a keystone habit. And what that means is you come to the gym every day, whether you go on a treadmill, whether you lift a couple dumbbells, do a 10-minute workout, 15-minute workout, whatever the case may be, there isn't a time limit or a time minimum to go into the gym. You just do what you can do, right? But why it's a keystone habit is you have that ability to build upon it. And what I mean by that specifically is when you go to the gym constantly, let's say you're going for 10 minutes, eventually you're gonna wanna go longer and get a more filling workout, right? And also you're gonna wanna get your diet on point. You're gonna wanna get your sleeping, rest, recovery all on point, which are just gonna benefit you in all categories of your life. So you just gotta think about that, right? Because, I mean, if you could do one habit that could translate into developing other habits, then it just makes more sense, right? So you gotta look for those keystone habits. Another keystone habit outside of the gym would be waking up early. Whether it's waking up at whatever time, let's say 6, for example. When you wake up at 6, just wake up at 6 every morning. First things first, this is something you all should be doing. Drink a cup of water first thing you wake up. There, you know, it can't do your body harm, right? Your body's super dehydrated at the morning, so you're gonna wanna drink a cup of water. That's what I do every single morning, drink a cup of water, eat my breakfast, do my thing. But the keystone habit of waking up early is gonna lead to you guys wanting to utilize that time in the morning more, whether it's reading, whether it's getting in the workout in the morning, whether it's, I don't know, journaling, whatever the case may be. But these keystone habits are gonna lead to other habits. So you gotta focus your energy on keystone habits so you don't overwhelm yourself, right? Because if you could develop that habit of going to the gym or waking up early, then it's just gonna lead to more beneficial things all around in your life. So look for those keystone habits, make those a priority, develop them as much as you can, and needless to say, you're gonna see progress regardless, right? So you guys could just do that. Work on your keystone habits. But enough said, we're gonna get into this right away. I'm doing 47, so I'm getting up there in the weight. This one puts a lot of tension on my shoulders, and it's also pretty hard to balance yourself, so you are using your core to stabilize yourself, which is good, because, you know, these sorts of movements compared to benches and all those sorts of things on any machines, you don't really have to use your stabilizer muscles, whereas on this, you do. So, I mean, these sorts of things are good. You want to utilize your stabilizer muscles. If you don't work them, you're going to lose them, so let's get this shit done. Honestly, think I could up the weight, but we're gonna go right into the tricep reverse grip.
How many on each side?
8. The camera's running pretty low, but I just wanted to say I'm very impressed with Shahir. Shahir 2 plates today. That's a massive milestone for him. Last PR day, he tried it and he failed it. So that just shows the progress. You put your mind to something, you can achieve anything. But let's crush this shit. Workout is all done. Day number 25 of the Impetus Strength in the books. Week 7. We're on week 7. That's crazy to think of. Almost closing in on that 2-month range, which is pretty crazy to think of because, again, I mean, time flies. Time flies. But in a good way. I mean, you know, of course, time is like the ultimate currency and you don't really want time to fly by, but I definitely want to get rid of this cold weather. I want the cold weather in the rear view mirror, but, you know, it's okay. Gotta live every day. Gotta love every day. And you gotta do what you want to do every single day because if you don't, fuck, you could die tomorrow, man. That's the reality of it. Definitely excited to hit the PRs on the bench, or rather the deadlift, because today was pretty impressive. You know, I hit 280, which is something I've never hit before on the bench press, and the whole purpose of the Impetus Strength was to get stronger, and your boy's gotten stronger. He's definitely gotten stronger. Definitely going to continue hitting PRs throughout my workouts, even after the program. However, I'm definitely thinking kind of not so much for the overhead press, because to be honest, I don't really care what I do for an overhead press, 1 rep PR. It's cool and all, you know, it's cool to add it because it's one of those major lifts and it is a compound movement. So it's good to incorporate in your work. However, like hitting it for 1 rep max, it's like, I don't know, man. It's not really it for me because I know I'm limited because I got to get above my chin for me to really just get that, you know, ability to get it up as much as I can and do a heavier weight. I've noticed that it's always the hardest to get it up initially. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys smash that like button. Drop a comment down below who your guys' favorite fitness influencer is, because I'm always curious to know, guys. There's a lot of very inspirational and motivational people out there who do good, right? And I mean, if it's your boy, you can always say me as well. Now, let me know, though. Let me know. Hit that sub button if you're new. We're en route to 1,000 subscribers by April 1st. Guys, we're at 784 at the time of the recording. I appreciate every single freaking one of you guys. You guys are really, really awesome. I appreciate it so much. I can't say it enough. You know, it inspires me to keep going. And, you know, there's a lot of naysayers out there. Like that guy fucking said, just stop. Well, I got news for you, buddy, if you're watching this, which you probably aren't, but I don't give a fuck. Anyone who wants to wish upon someone else's downfall, fuck you. I'm gonna have to say it blatantly, man. You guys aren't cool when you do that type of shit. You should never wish upon someone's downfall. Sheer, I was telling Sheer, he said a pretty good quote that Grant Cardone said. It's like, someone who's more successful than you won't hate on you. And that's true. I mean, they're too focused on getting their shit together. If you guys actually have time to hate on someone, man, you guys got to get your shit together. Seriously. Really got to get your shit together. I don't have no fucking time to hate on people. I mean, I have time to support people and show love to people, because that's just good, right? What comes around goes around. But needless to say, have a blessed day, guys. Get to it. Get what you need to get done. Hit that notification bell, guys, for post notification bell so you guys never miss a video. And guys, find your impetus. Goodbye.